Everything that happened in my childhood is what brought me to being the person I am today. When I dropped out, I think right now I'm at a better place as compared to if I was still in school.
Okay.
Like I would have had the degree, but I wouldn't have had the opportunities and the experiences that I'm having right now if I was still in school. Because I feel like school put me in this safe bubble.
Yeah.
And then when I just left that safe bubble and said, let me tackle the world, now like I've seen more stuff, I experienced more, I have more knowledge on different stuff. Like my finances is different, the way my health is different. Like just because I don't have that stress with school and everything,
Right.
so it's much better for me. In most cases, when I tell people, "Oh, I dropped out on my final year," they're like, "Why would you not just finish that 1 year?" I'm like, it wasn't about the 1 year. It was why was I there? That was the question I never answered.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to another video on Think Twice. I've got a friend here as a guest today. His name is Paul. So Paul is a friend of mine that I encountered during my time at St. Mary's here, the university. So before we get into a discussion with Paul, I'll let Paul introduce himself and then we'll get into the questions.
My name is Paul Ching. For those who know me, I like my government name, so you can call me by my government name. I'm originally from Kenya, born and raised, and then I moved to Canada. Now I'm sitting in Canada, I guess. And then went to uni, St. Mary's University. Didn't finish it, and then right now we're just working.
Okay.
That's the most part. I think that's me in a handfold.
In a handfold, yeah.
Yeah, in a handfold.
Okay. So the first question that I will have you talk about is this one. Looking back at your childhood, what would you change about that phase of your life?
I don't think I'd change my childhood. My reason being, like, it's what made me the person I am right now.
Right. Yeah.
So if I look back into it, like everything that happened in my childhood is what brought me to being the person I am today. So if I was to tweak it and make it more comfortable, then I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. 100%. And if I was to make it more hard, I don't know where I would be at right now. So you get me? So I think everything that went through my childhood, I think it's good. Like it's what made me grow into the Paul I am today.
Yeah.
So I like it. I have nothing against my childhood.
Yeah. In your introduction, you mentioned that you went to St. Mary's, and then halfway through you decided to. Well, not halfway through. You were probably 3/4 of the way, right? Like
I was
only had 1 year left.
1 year left.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
1 year left.
So what factors played a part in you dropping out?
I think the first thing was the school environment wasn't just for me as a person. I think people go to school to get what they study for is what they're gonna get the career from, right? But for me, it was more about just getting like a degree and getting an achievement from it. So it wasn't the case of career-wise, because I had different options. And also when I was in school, I was still working. I was like full-time working, going through school and everything. So that was kind of hard on the school part. But the main thing was I wasn't there to get a career of it. So why was I there? So I had to answer that question. And when I answered that question, it was on my last year of school. And I was like, yeah, we're not going to go through with it. So we're going to change into a different, different plan. And it's kind of working out where when I dropped out, I think right now I'm at a better place as compared to if I was still in school.
Okay.
Like I would have had the degree, but I wouldn't have had the opportunities and the experiences that I'm having right now if I was still in school. Because I feel like school put me in this safe bubble. Yeah. And then when I just left that safe bubble and said, let me tackle the world, now like I've seen more stuff, I experienced more, I have more knowledge on different stuff. Like my finances is different, the way my health is different. Like just because I don't have that stress with school and everything,
right.
So it's much better for me. And that's how I went through with it. But I think in most cases when I tell people, oh, I dropped out on my final year, they're like, why would you not just finish that 1 year? I'm like, it wasn't about the 1 year. It was why was I there? That was the question I never answered.
Yeah.
And then once I answered that question, I said nothing. Like I said no to it for now. I think someday, for sure, because it's an achievement, right?
Yeah.
So someday when I'm older and I have the time and the finances to do it,
Yeah.
I'll definitely go back and finish that degree.
Yeah.
It's 1 year left. My credits can always go on.
Exactly.
So
when you look back at that final year when you decided to not return to school, do you have any regrets? Do you wish you had just gone through with it, or do you still to this day believe that was the best decision that you've made up to this date?
I think it was the best decision that I ever made up to this date.
Yeah.
I don't have any regrets on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main thing was like I was more scared on my family side and how I was gonna be viewed.
Mm-hmm.
But once they seen how I'm moving in my life and how I'm doing in life, they actually just like, okay, that's Paul. He does his own thing.
Yeah.
He's still part of, like, I thought they'd be like, you know how African parents are, like, what are you doing? You didn't go to school type of stuff. Like, why are you not in school?
Yeah.
But for them, they seen, okay, you're not doing anything that is not right. You're not in drugs. You're not into like gang stuff. You're just living life and trying to figure it out, and you're always making steps. So they're like, okay, right now they actually support me with whatever I'm doing in life, which is funny. I never thought about it. You know what I mean? And I think the dropping out part was also like linked to my parents' part, where I'm like, will they accept me? Will they not accept me? Type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now they realize it's like he's just being himself and he's doing it by himself. Also have to put into the fact that throughout my school year, I was the one who was the main beneficiary, and I was like putting money for school, so like nobody was supporting me into it. So like I think it was more easier for me, because now I just put that money into something different, and they're like, okay, we're just gonna let him be. And I think the relationship actually is better right now because I am myself, so I'm not struggling in how I'm communicating with them, and they just understand who I am. So that's why I would say I don't really regret it. I think it was a good decision that I made for myself. I wouldn't tell another person to go through it. I think I do respect, and I do tell people who graduate, I'm like, bro, you fucking did it. You know what I mean? Because it's hard.
It is.
That shit's tough. But for me, I had to go through a different way. So I don't regret it at all.
Yeah. My other question regarding that topic is, so from first year to third year, had you always been thinking about dropping out, or was it just something that occurred to you during that third semester? You're like, yeah, this is not for me.
I swear, it was my first year, the first midterm.
That's crazy.
I was like, this is not for me. Like, I was just like, I don't want to be here. It was literally the first midterm that week. It was just, I didn't feel why was I doing midterms? Why am I going through this whole process? But at the same time, that time I was young, so like I couldn't just be like, you know, fuck this type of stuff. You know, this is it.
Right.
So that time I couldn't just choose it. But as I moved on, I came to understand, like, I think also the more you grow, the more you get exposure to stuff.
Yeah.
So you start identifying stuff and like exposing yourself in different ways as compared to when you're like just starting off of high school, right? Because I feel like if I left high school, there was a lot that I needed to learn while still in school. Yeah. You get me? So if I just left and dropped out the first semester of first year, I don't think I'd be where I am right now. That's but fair. The fact that school enabled me to, build like communication skills. You get what I mean? Like be more understanding, to have more ways that I can think out of the box type of stuff. You get what I mean? Because that's one of the things they teach you out there. You get me? And like write papers and be more formal in ways. So I feel like that one helped me, and that's what led me to make it the last. Because the third year, it was more about it's already been thought of. It's like you see what's happening. You can see where your past is and where you're going. But when I was young, like I was like 19 when I started. I couldn't make that decision. Right. Like I'm still young. I don't know what's happening in life. You get what I mean? I'm like, yeah, it couldn't happen at that time. And I'm grateful that I decided the last, like my end of third year, rather than making that first term of the semester. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Next question. What would you say has been your biggest accomplishment this far in life?
I think the biggest accomplishment was right now in life was to take all the financial, I wouldn't call it burden, but like to take control of my financial life, like being that nobody supports my life. Like I I support everything that I have in life at this point, which I think I'm grateful to God. I can't lie, like it's all on God.
Yeah.
But that's my biggest accomplishment, whereby I don't have to stress about where my meal is gonna come from. I don't have to stress about, like my gas money. I don't have to stress about insurance, rent, stuff like that, which I'm grateful for. I think to me at this point in life, that's my greatest accomplishment, whereby I don't have any financial burden in a way, where I've just like maneuvered life in a point where I live life the way I want it to be, and I am who I am through it. You get what I mean? So that's it.
I agree with that. I think even me, from the outside looking at your life, I feel like that is a big factor in how you've become, the man that you're becoming right now. The fact that you don't rely on anyone to, one, like you said, pay your rent, feed you, clothe you, right? Everything that you want, you go out and get it, right?
Yes.
And I think that is important, especially now at this age, and as a man as well, to be that, financially independent. It's
that's the word I was looking for.
The
financial independent side of it.
Yeah, it's a great accomplishment. I agree.
It is true. That's all I can say for now, because I don't believe this is it. Like there's still more to come, but right now that's all I can speak on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah,
I agree. Okay, next one. When you look at the Paul that you are today, what would you say are your strengths, and what would you say are the weaknesses that you're currently working on?
I'll start with the weaknesses, actually.
Yeah.
Because I think the weaknesses are the most important one to me.
Okay.
Like I find it sometimes it's really hard for me just to be Paul throughout, because like I have I'm different in my ways. Like I don't want to go through how society is, but then there's times that I become weak and follow what society does, and just get involved in what society is doing, because that's how society is. But in the real point, I'm working on this is a weakness of mine. I'm working on just being me throughout, and just saying this is what I want, and I want it this way, and that's it. Not trying to be like, oh, I want this, but because society is saying this, I'm gonna follow what society is saying. So I say understanding that people are different too. There's that's another one. It's just understanding that people are different and not burdening people with my expectations, because I find like there are times that I'd want, especially the people that I love, I'd want them to be moving in a certain way, and when they don't move in that way, I get on their heads about it. It's like, why are you not doing it like this? Why are you not moving like this? Because for me, I have like this perspective of like, this is how you should be, and this is how you should move to get to this zone. But I forget, like, sometimes I have to remind myself, like, people are different. Not everybody has the same expectations or perceive life the same way you perceive it. So right now, I'm learning slowly to accommodate people in a way and be like, that's them, that's how they move, and I don't have to, try and change them or try and make them better. You get what I mean?
Right.
So that's another weakness of mine that I'm working on. Yeah. So the strengths of mine is I have a positive attitude. I think the way I see life is more on the positive side of it.
Yeah.
Like I do see the negative, and I do acknowledge the negative, but I always have this thing that I tell myself is like, we'll figure it out. All the time I always say, we'll figure it out. Like there's been times that my stuff's gone AWOL, like to the point that shit's gone nuts.
Yeah.
And I literally just go to my room, sit in there by myself, and just tell myself, we're gonna figure it out. That's it. And it usually works for some reason. So I think just the positive mindset is one of my strengths that I don't give up to, and I'm always gonna look into it, but look up to it. Be like, okay, like that positivity, and also in a way, the way life is for me, through the positive side of it, good things been happening. You get what I mean? Thanks to God, for sure. But good things been happening through the positivity. So I'm like, that's one thing that I always take, the positive mindset. That's a strength of mine. Being resilient, like challenges have come, and I've just tackled them through, you know.
Yeah.
That independent part where you just have to tackle them through and, you know, move forward, don't move back. You get what I mean? So I think that's another strength. Association with people. You get me? Like when you're associating with people and just the vibe you bring and like the energy you bring to people, that's a strength. I swear. That's you know about it. You're like that. You know what I mean? I get in a room with you and I'm like, nice. Barry's here. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that energy. So that's another one. So I say those three.
Yeah,
those
I think adding to that one that you just said, I agree. I think one thing that I've noticed about you too is with you within that room, there's a certain dynamic that you bring that people really appreciate. I'm not sure if people have told you this, but there's something about your energy that really makes those that you know within that room feel very comfortable. And I think, I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure if many people have told you this, but your presence brings that calmness around some people, and I felt it too. Like, you know, when I'm in a room with people that I know and that I respect and that I know have good intentions for people, that puts me at ease and calm, right? So the next question is, do you have a role model, or do you have someone that you look up to, and what is it about this person that makes you relate to them?
I have a cousin of mine. His name is Freddy. We usually call him Otis, but that man is mine. I look up to him in a way that the way he moves and the way he associates with people and the caring. Like this guy a genuine caring in heart. Like he'll like just randomly call me and say, Paul, how you doing? You know, how's your day going? Type of stuff. And I respect that. And also like he's a man I look up to. He takes care of his family, makes sure the family is all fed, you know, like everything is nice like for his family. I know there's tough times, but anytime I'm over there at his family, he's just like taking care of stuff. And I look up to that, you know. I look up to a man like that who's like there for his family, who's got a good heart, genuine heart, and cares for people, wants the best for people, you know, because he's always checking on me, trying to see, like throughout my, how's it called, for my career paths, he's the one who's been like, did you send that resume, Paul? Did you check in with that? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I feel like I've told him a lot about my life, and he's always not like on the judging side. He's more like, so that's what you want? Can you make it through? And like this and this. Like he'll be more on the advising side. He won't be like, oh yes, I'm on your side. He's more on the advising side. Like he'll give you the bad side and the good side, and then he'll be like, if that's what you really want, go for it. You get what I mean? So he's one person I look up to and I respect genuinely as a man, and as a family man. He's good, he's true, he's good people. I usually say he's true.
That's good.
And I love him. I think I love him to death. I must say that.
What is something that you've not done that you wish to experience before, you know, your time on earth passes?
I think traveling, my G, like traveling to, not just traveling for the sake of traveling. I want to travel for the sake of to meet the people in those places. That's one thing I like to do later on in the future, for sure. Someday, just travel to different places and just see the people, interact with the people, get the opportunity to live with the people, and just see how different cultures are. Because I'm always interested, even over here right now, like in Halifax, you get me? Like I talk to different people, ask them about how they do stuff, and like interact and see how their things are. Like I'm always curious, so I want to just travel and see more. You get me? Because it also makes you understand people in a different way and understand the world in a different way. Because I feel like if you're just in one place, you're kind of privileged and you're kind of locked, because now your eyes haven't seen anywhere else. You've just seen what's around you. So I think traveling is for sure, traveling the world and just associating with the people. Not traveling for the sake of, oh, I'm in this place, click. Nah, I don't care about that. Like I literally don't care. I don't care about the fancy hotels. Like I like the fancy hotel when I'm over there, but I want to see the people. Like let's say you're from Guinea, right? And you're from Kenya for sure. I'm from Kenya, so I can't say anything about Kenya because that's my home. But if you're from Guinea and you say, I'm going to Guinea, Paul, like what's up? You're like, you know, do you have time or you want to come? I'll be like, yeah, if I have the time.
Yeah.
Because I want to see the people of Guinea.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm that curious. Like, I don't need to have the crazy experience, but I want to see the people and what stuff happens over there. You get what I mean? Just to be there, that's gonna just make me. Okay. It's gonna make me excited. Yeah. I think that's gonna excite me. You get what I mean?
What is one rule about life that you abide by wherever you go?
Do unto your brother what you want to be done unto you. I think that's the rule number one. That's a Bible quote. I think it's somewhere in the Bible for sure. You just want to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
You know, because if you want to be treated like shit, then treat people like shit. You know what I mean? If you want to be treated like with respect and dignity, then treat people with respect and dignity. At the same time, with that in your head, you have to remember people are people. Like, people won't just... Some people, you treat them with respect and dignity, and they're going to spit on you, right?
Fair.
So if they spit on you, you go your way. You get what I mean? Go your way. But I think my thing is, do unto your brother what you want to be done unto you. That's the one. There's two guaranteed in this life. So there's either discipline that is going to give you success, and there's either like having a good time, pleasure, that could give you regret. So you have to choose wisely. So I think the price you have to pay for being disciplined is success, and the price you have to pay for pleasure is going to be regret. So
I agree.
That's it. Just stay disciplined and treat your brother the way you want to be treated.
What is one thing that you change about this world?
One thing right now, man, technology, like just the technology side is good to have, but we're kind of losing that being human part. You get what I mean? Like, I'd like to lessen more on the technology and work towards people socializing. But that's coming from a person who's an extrovert and always socializing. You get what I mean? But I find that nowadays we're so cooped in to our houses. We're always on our phones, always swiping screens, that we lack genuine interaction, that we lack checking on your neighbor, that you lack, like, you feel like you can be by yourself and you're gonna be okay. I think that's a bad way to see life. For me personally, I feel like you should interact and you should just move in a way that you can associate with another person, rather than associating with your phone and associating with your computer and just being there all the time. Like, you're lacking a part of you that is driven into your DNA. That interact with another human is something that is needed. And with me, if I could change something, I could lessen the technology. You know me, I'm never on my phone. I'm never, because I want to give another person my time. I want to be there in that place. I don't want to be in a concert and I'm recording. Like, yes, I know you're recording, but are you actually there? Like, you know, because if you look at concert, people are recording and they're looking at their phones. They're not even looking at the you get what I mean? It's like you're missing out that whole experience. You get me? Or like, you'll spend like 8 hours on TikTok, or you know, like, that's something that is concerning to me as a person who, I'd just be outside and I'll talk to a random stranger. I like that. You get what I mean? But that's one thing I'll change. I'll change less on the technology, the video stuff, and like just like us being addicted to it. So like reduce it, or find ways to, like, I don't know, restrict stuff. Like, be like, oh, you're in TikTok for 2 hours, then it just shuts off. You get what I mean? You gotta go outside, or you gotta find something to do. You're watching Netflix 1 hour, 2 hours, shuts off. You get me? And then it gives you, like, how's it called? You know how Tinder, you go like, you got like, how's it called? You swipe, and then that's it. Then you gotta wait for like another 12 hours or something. I think that's what they should look into. You know,
that'd be crazy.
Putting that into like TikTok and stuff, and like, so people can like go do other stuff and then come back the other day. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it.